means you don't know what you're going to do until you do it. But here's our situation. We have a parent and a child. Somebody tell me who's who. Quickly, who's child? Oh, I guess she's the parent. Okay, so, child, there's something you desperately want from your mom. Now, something that in real life you could probably never get. Think big. What could it be?
LeBron James.
Right? All of this, you have to ask. That you really need to have LeBron James, and there's no way he's going to get it. But here's the thing. The only thing you can say is please. And the only thing you can say is no. Exactly. What's your line?
Please.
And what's your line? No. But the thing is, we have to see all of the things that they really mean underneath of that while we only hear these two words. Does that make sense? You've got this whole space. My one rule is that you're not actually allowed to touch each other. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, curtain.
Please.
No.
Please.
No.
Please.
No.
Please.
No.
Please.
If what you're doing is not working, try something else. She's trying a few more things than you've been trying so far. Try more. Does that make sense? Great. Keep going. Here we go.
Please.
No.
Please.
No. Okay. No.
Please.
No.
Please.
Defend me. No.
Please.
No. Please. No. 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 And see, here's the thing. We have to make sure we saw what they were doing. Because in theater, this is the basis of all theater. You have to have characters in the scene who want something. They each have to have an objective. What do I want? I want LeBron James. What do I want? I want you to stop asking me and go home and do whatever you're supposed to do and not try to buy a person or whatever. But the thing is, you have to have these wants in conflict with each other. Because if you said, hey, Dad, can I have LeBron James? Sure, here you go, honey. The play is over. The same way in our play, if, for example, Proteus meets Sylvia and says, hey, Sylvia, love me instead of Valentine, and she says, oh, yeah, sure, great. The play is over. But we have to have these characters in conflict with each other to make it dramatic and exciting. And all the different things that they do to try to get what they want are the different actions that they take. So let's try to figure out what were the actions that they took. What did we see our son doing to try to get LeBron James? Yes?
Like getting down on his knees.
Great. What is he doing if he's getting down on his knees?
He's like giving himself to you like in exchange for LeBron James.
Oh, he's gonna give himself up?
Yeah.
To you? Okay, is it anything else? If you're on your knees?
Exactly.
Great. Begging. Good. Give self up. Great. Great. What else did he do? Yeah.
He took like a really firm approach.
Oh, great. So what was he trying to do by being really firm? Do you
Like intimidate.
intimidate? That's fantastic. He's a big guy. He could have been like right over Dad's face, right? Intimidate. Good. What else did he do? Anything else he did? Oh, there was a time at the end when he was going like this. What was he doing?
Puppy dog.
He was doing his like puppy dog eyes, like being really cute, right? Kind of cute. What else was he doing? Or what was he about to do, I thought?
Cry.
Cry, absolutely.
He's so sad. That's a good actor.
Good. Anything else he could have done?
Fallen.
Fallen down?
Pretended to die.
Okay, pretended to die. Yeah, you don't give me LeBron James, I'll die. What about our dad? How was our dad acting? So kind of stuff. What was he doing? Yeah.
He was trying to like get them to stop, like by like yelling and like trying to like enforce the fact that he wasn't gonna get LeBron James.
Great. So it was maybe yelling. If he was trying to enforce it, what was he doing? Maybe like,
Straight face.
say it again?
Straight face. Like he wasn't like smiling, he was very serious. Like
So he
you're
was
not
being very
getting LeBron
serious.
James.
So what was he doing? If he's being very serious and like trying to make him stop, can we think of like a stronger action that includes that? Like was he shutting him down or was he like, I don't know, slapping him verbally? What do you think?
I guess loudly.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to put the words in your mouth, but is it something that could include, like, I'm being really serious? Like, what else did Dad do? What else could Dad do?
Lock me in a room.
Lock you in?
Wow. Be like Harry Potter.
Anything else? Yeah. Anything. Think about when you guys are trying to get something from your parents or guardian. What else?
Throw things at him.
Which one? Dad or this child?
At the child.
Okay, great.
Oh,
Dad.
Get the belt for it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that's part of slapping, but also threatening. I'm going to threaten to get the belt. Okay. Anything else we missed? Okay, great. Here's the thing. I want us to pick what we think are the 3 biggest, most actable words from this list. So somebody look at my please list, or your please list, and tell me what you think is the most actable one.
Big.
Big, great. Somebody else give me another one. Yeah.
Tantrum.
Tantrum, fantastic. Somebody give me a third one. Yeah.
Crying.
Cry, fantastic. Good. Somebody look at our no list and give me the 3 biggest ones.
Yell.
Yell, great. Give me the next one. Yes. Threaten, fantastic. And give me the last one. Yes.
Show strength.
Show strength.
No,
Beautiful.
you're supposed to slap.
No, I like it if you chose not. I mean, well done. If we chose the bottom one, we could have done it as well. All right, here's the thing though. We are going to take this scene again, but we are going to need actors who are willing to go as far as they can with only the action that they're given at that time. Meaning, if you've done a little bit of begging already, which you did a beautiful job with a little bit of begging, we have to see how far can a begging go, whether it's in the voice and whether it's in the body, how far it can go. And actually, we need directors, because in real life, in Shakespeare's day, they didn't actually have directors, and when we looked at the scenes and the words last week and figured out the clues in the text, how to act it, we also now, though, have directors who help us figure out what action we're going to take when. So now I also need volunteers who are willing to be directors to let our actors know which action they're taking at which time. So, who would like to be directors? Raise your hand, please.
Daniel wants to.
Directors.
Daniel.
Yeah? Great. Which one do you want to be for the please or the no side?
Please.
Great. So each of those words that are circled, write one each nice and big on the piece of paper. Who's my director for the no side? Yes? Beautiful. So the same thing. Take the circled word and write it nice and big on each piece of paper.
We'll be
Now, I didn't ask for 2 new volunteers. So 1, 2. Here we go. All right. All right. Now, what is it that you want so desperately from your dad?
To kill the child.
Great. Think big, big, big. Is it a country? Is it
Africa.
Come on. Let's see.
I want Pearson to know I can get it done. One of the adopted baby.
Oh my gosh. She wants an adopted Asian baby. Dad, so still, she wears this all over great. Okay.
I do my homework like 3 nights a week, you know.
Okay. So here's the thing. You can try to convince him of that, but you still only get to say please, and you still only get to say no. But directors, please stand up and hand me a pen. Great. Directors, stand up, please, and hand me a pen. I want you directors to choose an order right now of the actions. Quiet, please. Actors, make sure you know which director. Who's directing my please?
Daniel.
Great, and you're directing my Oh, figure it out. Because you guys can only do the actions that your director holds up. It might not be the actions that we want to play against each other later, but for now, this is what we're doing as far as we can go. Yes?
All right.
Okay, great. So, directors, hold up your action, keep it held up until you change your mind, and then switch actions. Directors, give them at least a couple back and forths before you switch, right? Actors, take a look at your direction. You have to only do that action as far as you can, still trying to get the Asian adopted child and still letting her know.
Only doing gigs.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, please, 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 please. No! Please! No! Please! No! No! Please! Good. Check with your director. Have they changed? No! Our I'm going to tell you the scene that we have, and then we're all going to get a chance to work on it. Question? No. Okay. We're all going to get a chance, and there's plenty of opportunity for groups to volunteer and do the whole scene later today. So, I have the scene at the end of the play. We're in the forest, and we have Proteus. Don't do that. We have Proteus. Teasing can be an action, but we're not going to take it here. Proteus and Sylvia. He has just saved her from the outlaws. What does Proteus want from Sylvia? We haven't met Dante yet. Yes.
Doesn't he like warn me? Oh, I've saved you now and now love me.
Absolutely. He wants her to love him. Great. What does Sylvia want from Proteus? To not love him. Does she want anything else from him?
For him to love Julia.
Oh gosh, that's great. For him to love Julia. Great. So here's the thing. Oh, I should put it. But who is the please in our scenario then? Do we think?
Proteus.
Proteus, absolutely. So Sylvia's going to be our no. Like, no, I don't love you. I want you to love Julia. Great. So keeping that in mind, everyone take one and pass. Take one and pass. What we're going to do is read the scene first, so that we're clear on all the words and all the ideas moving around, and then we're going to start to act. So, I'm going to part you off, and you and your partner are going to play the scene as full of action as you can. If you want to use the same actions we already set off, or any from our list, you can use those. By the way, if anyone chooses to slap, here's the thing. You are not allowed to touch each other. The thing about any kind of physical violence on stage is that it's choreographed more than anything so nobody gets hurt. Choose at least 3 separate actions. Again, it could be the ones we have. I would love to see a Proteus giving a real tantrum, because I think that would be a hilarious new choice. So go for it. Whatever you choose, go for it. Here we go. 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's see how far they go. Again, these might not be choices that we would make, but this is the choice that they made, so they want to go as far as possible. Is it exciting? What is surprising? I'm going to ask you after each one is done. And because we're shaking up, and I know gender might be something we're playing with, how far are we also playing? If we're a boy playing a girl, or a girl playing a boy, how far can we play with all of the physicality and the vocality as well? So, group number 1, are you ready? Hold on. 1, curtain.
Madame, this service I've done for you, God saved me. For my need but one fair look, a smaller room than this I cannot beg, unless in this I'm sure you cannot give. Oh, miserable, unhappy that I am. Unhappy were you, madam. Here I came, but my coming I've made you happy. By thy approach thou makest me most unhappy. Had I been seized by a hungry lion, I would have been a breakfast to the beast, rather than have false Proteus rescue me. Therefore be gone, solicit me no more. What dangerous action! Stood it next to death? Would I not undergo for one calm look? Thou counterfeit to thy true friend. In love, who respects friend? All men but Proteus.
Got my face, girl.
Yeah, beautiful. Good. Beautiful round of applause, everybody. Please. What was so surprising about the scene? Tell me somebody what was surprising about the scene. Yeah.
Well, I didn't expect Allie to like be all into it.
Which one is Allie? Oh, she did a good job. I have to say, Allie, I think, didn't want Hallie. I'm so sorry. Hallie, is it true that you did not want to act it as much as your partner did? And yes, what a beautiful job she did, though. So I'm going to give you an extra round of applause. Here's the thing. I wanted to make sure that we got to see these actions, and I feel like we've seen a couple of the same actions beautifully done. Again, like we've seen crying and tantrums and begging really big. I feel like the scenes were happening all in this one area. Hold on, please. I feel like the scenes were happening all in this one area. And because we're building now, I'm hoping that we can also expand and start to use a little bit more of a space. Because my one question would be, I feel like there's one action missing from our no list. And one action I wish we could see is Sylvia actually trying to get away from him. I feel like we've got all the space where if she's right here and she's saying go away, I wish we could see her move away as well. So just something to keep in mind, we've got more space. So who would be willing to read the scene one more time and making sure we build on those words? Because, for example, give me a word that is repeated. unhappy. Unhappy. We want to make sure we really hear that. Give me another word that's repeated. Yes. Friend. Great. Give me another word that's repeated. Produce. Produce. Great. Give me another word that's repeated. Is madam repeated? Yes. Great. So here are these 4 words that we know we need to hear bumped up so that specifically we don't lose it. So who would like to read it again and make sure we hear all of that language being spoken fully? Great. 1, and let's see, we're here, we're heading home. Next week, we're going to take 4 separate scenes and we're going to put them all together in one class period. So we're going to have lots of different opportunities for acting in lots of different ways. But imagine now, I'm going to be talking with your teacher about what you guys might start to create for your final performance or something event. Start to think about the fact that today we saw 4 examples of the same scene, and they were very different in a lot of ways, similar in some ways and different in others. And we want to make sure that we always are trying to shape them up as much as possible, because it could be that you guys are doing the same scenes, and we just get to see it a bunch of different ways. So always go as far as you can, and don't forget the language as well. Thank you so much.
Nice. So we're going to warm up our voices a little bit. So everybody take a deep breath in. And let it out. Take a deep breath in, really fill your lungs. And let all the air out. Good. Can you guys repeat after me? The queen in green screamed.
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 Nice. Can everybody say articulate?
Articulate.
Nice. What does that mean again? Articulate? It's a big word. Means speak clearly. So can everyone really say the word articulate and speak it really clearly? Repeat after me. Articulate.
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 Good. And can everybody say project my voice?
Project my voice.
What does it mean to project your voice?
Make the voice loud.
Yeah, to make your voice really loud so everybody in the audience can hear you. Good. One more time, repeat after me. Project my voice.
Project my voice.
Good, excellent. Good job with the warm-up. So, I know you guys, before I was coming in, you talked with Ms. Lacasio about status. What does that mean? What's that word status mean? Yeah,
The
sorry.
word status means like rank.
Okay, it means like rank, sort of like where you're ranked in a group of people. Good. What groups of people did you guys talk about when it came to status?
Low status, medium status, and high status. Now, high status is like if you have like a bunch of confidence in yourself. Medium is just like you're right with yourself, and then low is just like you don't even believe in yourself.
Okay, I like that we're thinking of status as this idea of confidence, or how much confidence or like power you have to change the situation around you. Who in the play Two Gentlemen of Verona has a lot of confidence, a lot of status to be able to change things?
Valentine?
Why do you think Valentine?
Because a part of the play is like somebody with like a voice and like standing up.
Okay, he stands up for himself, and that moment when he meets the outlaws, and even right at the very beginning of the play, he's made this decision that what? Where is he going to go? To Milan. Yeah, he's decided he's going to go see the world. That's a pretty confident, take-charge guy. I agree. Who else has high status in Two Gents? Why does the Duke have a lot of status?
Because he was able to like just banish Valentine when he wants.
Yeah, with the snap of his fingers, right, you can banish people away and decide who lives and who dies, so he's got a lot of power. Who in the play, Two Gentlemen of Verona, doesn't have very much power or status at all? Yes?
The outlaws.
The outlaws, how come?
Because they've been banished and they're out in the woods.
Yeah, they gotta live in the woods, right? They don't even have like a real bathroom or a real house and things, right? So they don't have very much status at all. They're not allowed even to be on the pyramid, right? They can't even be on the status pyramid. They've been rejected. Good. Who else might have low status in Two Gentlemen? Lucetta. How come Lucetta?
Because she's a servant and she like cleans and stuff to everything with the
Okay, so if you had a servant character like Lucetta, or we know Speed and Launce, they've got to sort of serve and take care of other people. They've got to be like a maid and a nurse and a letter deliverer all wrapped up into one. So they have to work hard. So servants might be lower class too. Good. So I want everyone to stand with their hands by their sides. Okay? And when I say actor neutral, you guys are going to do this. You're going to shrug, and you're going to say, actor neutral, ready to go. Let's try that all together. Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Actor neutral, ready to go. What does that word neutral mean? Has anyone heard that word before? Yeah, what does it mean? Any guesses? It's tricky. Okay, in acting it means we're ready, we're listening and we're ready, we're open and ready to act. Good?
Neutral could mean like how you like your body movement and like how kind of like you're ready to do something.
Yeah, I like that. It means like we're ready. If we're neutral, we haven't made a choice about anything. So if I'm standing like this, have I made a choice about how my character stands or moves yet? No, I'm just ready. So actor neutral, when we're sitting with our arms by our sides, just shows me that we're all ready to act. So when I say actor neutral, you say?
Ready to go.
Nice, good. So what can we do to change our bodies to show that we're a person of high status? What's one thing we can do with our body to show we have a lot of power and confidence? It's one thing we can do. Yeah?
You can like do a lot of activities.
Okay, if I was going to stay still, if I'm standing like this now, but I'm going to change my body to become someone else standing still, how could I show I have a lot of confidence or power? What's one thing I can do with my body? Yes? Sorry. Okay, let's everybody puff their chests out, right? Because confident people are great. What else can we do to show we have a lot of power? Yeah? Let's raise our heads, hold our heads high. Good. What else can we do? Yeah?
You could cross your arms.
Good. And what sort of expression should we have on our face? What can we do? Yeah. A serious expression? Good.
Like this?
Yeah, so let's see serious expressions in 3, 2, 1. Good, back to actor neutral. Good. Let's see that high status person in 3, 2, 1. Good, nice and relaxed. Good job. How could we create someone that has low status? What can we do if I'm back in actor neutral, not making any choices? What can I do to show I don't have very much power at all? Yeah. Okay, I can put my hands low. Good, that's one thing. What else can we do? What else can we do, David? Can we sort of tilt our head down? Good. What else can we do?
You can kind of do some enemies.
Can I get lower, sort of slump? Good. And what can I do with my face? What expression can I put on my face? Yeah. Okay, sort of a sad, helpless one. Good. And back to actor neutral. Good. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Low status person. 3, 2, 1. High status person. Good. And relax. Good. Everyone can take their seat in their desks. And I'm going to explain what's going to happen next. Good. Good job. That statue makes you, everybody. Okay, so, and keep your eyes, you don't need anything, but you keep your eyes up here on me. So you should be facing me up here. Good. You can. Good. Okay, so, if everybody can hear my voice, say good blood, bad blood.
Good blood, bad blood.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Red leather.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Good. Good. So, we're going to say that this card, this 2, we're going to say that this card, this 2, equals this character that we just created. Okay? So if you're 2, we're going to say this is the statue of someone that has low status. Okay? We're going to say that this card, the king, is this guy. Right? Arms crossed, up on his toes, high status. Good. So if the king is the absolute highest we can go, and the 2 is the absolute lowest status we can go, all of these other cards are going to be somewhere in the middle. Okay? So, if you're going to volunteer for this activity, I'm going to explain what happens before I take volunteers. You're going to come into the hallway and I'm going to give you a card. And you're going to keep that card to yourself, but you're going to come into the room and move and act as if that card represents your status and your confidence. So, for example, if I was a king, I might come into the room like this. Okay, good. So if I was a 2, I might come into the room like this. Okay, but all the other cards might be somewhere in the middle. So, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so if you get a 7, you'll be somewhere in between those two. And you can't talk. Did I talk when I came in?
No.
No. Did I use my body to show my status? Can I use people in the room?
Yes.
Yes, you can look at people. So I'm going to take 3 volunteers. So, let's give these guys a round of applause. Good, it's very hard to go. 3, 2, 1, action. Hide that card. Hide that card, girl. Good. Next. Next. Good, let's give a round of applause for our audience, what did you notice? What do we think their cards were? What do we think? Let's talk about her first. She came in first. What was Kaylin? What was her status, do we think? Why do you think it was that? Yeah.
I think that she was medium.
She was medium, somewhere in the middle? How come?
Because she didn't act like she was a king, like she was like a poor person.
Okay, she didn't act totally like poor or helpless, right? But she didn't act like she was very powerful. So does anyone have a guess as to what her card might be around? Yeah. Like a 6? Anyone think she was lower than a 6? Okay. Anyone think she was higher than a 10? Okay, so like 6 to 10. Okay. What about this guy? What do we think he had on his card? Yeah. Okay, so why do you think he was in the high range? Give any clues.
When
Good.
he came in, he was kind of like bragging because he was like overconfident in himself.
Okay, he came in like he was bragging. Did anyone else notice how much noise he came in, right? Made the most noise, he was stomping, right? What else? What else?
He also kind of acted like if you were like disciplined and kind of like he's related to like his king, so he would probably have like the king card.
Okay, so he's up near a king because he came in sort of acting like royalty. Good. And what about David? What do we think about David's entrance? Yeah. Yeah, it was sad and lonely. He sat here and pulled the chair this way around and didn't even look at anybody. So where do we think his card might be around? Yeah. Like around a 3. Can you guys show your cards? Can you guys show your cards? Nice. Close. Queen, you said high near a king. 8, you said somewhere in the middle. 3. Nice job. Round of applause for you. Good. Excellent. So you guys can play this, now that you know this game, this will cause us to have you guys play this game to practice more about how to make an entrance, right? Because whenever we make an entrance on stage, our character's coming from somewhere, so it's a good way to practice. But what we're going to do now is we're going to look at our first scene between 2 people from 2 gentlemen of Verona. Okay, so this is the scene between Lucetta and Julia, and we're going to look at it, and we're going to talk about the status and the power that these characters have while we read the scene. Just knowing who they are, knowing who Julia and Lucetta are, who has more status at the beginning, going into the scene, who's in control? Julia, yeah, she's the lady of the house, right? So we know that Julia is the lady of the house. She should have more power and control than Lucetta, but it's going to change as the scene goes on. So we're going to look for those moments where maybe Lucetta gets a little bit more power and when Julia loses a little bit. Hear my voice say, "The queen in green screams."
The queen in green screams.
The queen in green screams.
The queen in green screams.
Excellent. So, what was that like reading Shakespeare with your partner? Fun?
Yes.
Hard?
No.
No? Okay. Well, who would like to volunteer to come up here with their partner and act out the first half of that page. And this time the challenge is to, while you're reading, to add a gesture. That's this word. Who knows what this word means? Gesture. What's a gesture? Yeah.
It's like a movement.
It's like a movement, right? So you can do some sort of movement. Okay? Olivia, your group? Good. Okay, and remember to look at each other when you're done reading. Let's give these ladies a round of applause for that. 3, 2, 1, action.
But say, Luchetta, now we are alone. What is still then come to me to fall in love? I, the dead, so you stumble not deeply. What thinkest thou of the fair Sir Equinor? As of the night well spoken, meet and fight, though there I do, never. What thinkest thou of gentle Proteus? Pardon, dear madam, 'tis a passing shame that I, a worthy body as I am, should consider thus our lovely day.
You guys see the beginnings of some movements and some gestures there? Yeah, right? There was a little bit of blocking, right? And Julia had a nice gesture at the beginning. Okay, 2 more volunteers. Yeah.
It's not like a regular term like, hey, get out of your way, you're blocking me. It means to like block out, and it means where and when the actors move on stage. And this is the director's main job. And for me, super fun. So when you go to see the professional production, if I'm an actor in the show, maybe I say a few lines here, and then I walk over here, I say a few lines, maybe my point is to look this way, look that way, I do this. All of these movements are my blocking, and every time I do it exactly the same way. People sometimes don't understand. They think actors come in and they're like, I'm an actor. Today I feel great. I'm really going to play this part. I'm just going to run all over the stage and they're going to see all of my talent. And that's not the way that it works. You can put more energy in your performance, but all of your movements, all of your blocking has been decided, and every time you do the show, you do it the same way. And a big important thing, if I'm standing here, I'm supposed to be standing here saying this line, and I decided it was better over here, the lighting designer has designed a spotlight for me to be right there. So now I decided I was going to move, and I'm over here in the dark, and there's an empty spotlight. So actors really do it precisely every time, and that's how we're going to learn to do it and rehearse, so that we're going to do it like the professionals, so we can look professional. Yes?
How you just said about like how actors do like, oh, I'm just going to show them my talent. That sort of reminded me of when the Summer's Night Dream with Bottom.
Right, so he maybe didn't have great blocking. They didn't know how to block, so I like that. They may have been crazy, they were amateur actors. That was the show we worked last year. So right now, I need 2 volunteers. It's going to be the easiest volunteer you're going to do all year because there's no speaking. So I need 1 Sylvia and 1 Proteus. All right, come on up here. Somebody tell me, in this scene that we worked on, what's the setting? Who goes? Paris.
Proteus? No. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sylvia, she's on her like windowsill or something like that, and Proteus has like a band and they're singing.
Yeah. So maybe you two can just scoot over here. You're a little bit in my stage area, so just scoot you over a little bit. You don't have as much room. Chikuzi, why don't you play Sylvia and step here on the chair for me? Just don't hurt yourself in any way. Just stand up there. Okay. And tell me your name. Kyla is going to play Proteus. So, Kyla, can you come right here? Face towards Sylvia, just kick one knee. Kick a knee. Okay. So, right now, just in this picture, without even acting, without even words, tell me which character you think has more power and why. Raise your hand and tell me. What do you think?
Well, based on the view, it would be Chigozi because she's like at the top and she's on the view.
Exactly, right? So Shakespeare even did this blocking himself, right? So Chigozi not only is the character looking down on Proteus, she's literally looking down on him. Daniel, will you just stand up and pull that piece of tape gently off and we'll see? This is our first element of blocking, and this is levels, which means vertical levels. Whoever's the highest has the most power, right? So you can use this in blocking. This is probably Kyla is the lowest level. You can sit in a chair, you can stand on a chair, and you can change levels to help tell the story. So maybe when we see the show, they may do the whole scene like this. I don't know. I haven't seen the show yet. Okay? I haven't even started really working on it. But we're going to imagine that maybe she was just up a few stairs, like on a porch, and that she can come down. So Chigozi just step down. And now I'm just going to have you do this way. And turn away, turn around. Just turn your back and just scoot a little bit this way. And Kyla, just stand up. And now just look like you're trying to talk to Sylvia, right? Just make a gesture like you're speaking towards her. Perfect, right there. Okay. In this picture, yeah, don't even look at her, Chigozi, face away. Who has more power and why? Raise your hand and tell me, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Right here, go ahead.
Sylvia again seems to have more power, because it looks like Proteus is sort of begging more or less, and so she's sort of ignoring him.
I was just about to say, what tactic could this be? This is ignoring. I do think that Sylvia has more power because we see Proteus wants to talk to her, wants to have a connection, and her back is turned. So whoever's back is turned has the most power. Kyla, turn your back too. If this is a different scene and they're both in a fight and they both turn their backs, it's equal, right? Both turn towards each other. Right? So now if they're in a scene and they're talking, same level, talking, look at each other, we also have another equal moment. Okay? This, you guys can see, is the second thing on our blocking list. Facing each other or facing away can help you tell the story. And now, Chigozi, will you just stand here? And then you can look at Proteus a little bit, all right? And Kyla, I'm going to put you all the way almost in the corner here. And can you just go over a little bit for me? Over you. Just scoot back, you're like in the scene. So put it in space right here. All right. Even in this picture right now, it gets a little harder. Who do you think has more power and why? Who's really looking? Go ahead. Why do you say that?
Because it looks like Sylvia is like turning away. She looks like she is walking away.
Okay, what else? Yeah.
Also because Kyla is in the corner, and it kind of and when the way it's set up, how she's like more towards the audience and she's more towards the back. I kind of she's has more power.
Yeah, the staging, we're going to talk more about this another time. And the other thing I want to ask, which character really wants to have this much or even more space between them? Yeah. Sylvia is like, she tells him a few times in the scene, return, go home to bed, get away from me, right? And Proteus, we know, his plan is to get as close to Sylvia as possible. So the fact that they're so far apart, I think, gives Sylvia power. Chigozi, come stand here, please. And then Kyla, just stand, yeah, face the audience. And then just be like you're talking in her ear right here. All right? So in this scene, what do you think? Who might have more power? What do you think? Go ahead.
Sylvia still, because it sort of looks like Kyla is just, Proteus is just trying to like whisper in her ear while Sylvia's like half listening, half not, and turned her back.
Yeah, you could play it like that. Or I also think this might be a moment when Proteus has more power because he's gotten a little bit of his plan. He's gotten a little closer to her to even just be able to speak to her this close together. So you'll see that's the last thing on our list there. Close together and far apart can really help tell the story. So you guys see, me being a director, this is what's so fun for me. I'm like the puppet master. I'm like, stand up, sit down. I find it fun. It's exciting for me. So I need now one of you to be the director, mix and match some of these, and really set it up. Let's set it up so Sylvia has the most power possible. Ooh. And don't do that. All right, here, tell me your name. Shakayla, all right, so come up and tell them how to stand, where to go, and so that we see Sylvia have the most power possible, and you're gonna use more than one element, all right?
Absolutely.
Yes, so mix and match them together. Tell them what to do.
Okay, Kyla, stand on the chair.
Okay.
I'm Kyla, and you go.
All right, so now we have a high level, that's one element. What else can we do? All right.
Kyla, sit down.
Oh, even right here, so she did her back, she did a great distance, and she did a level. Nice job, Shakayla. I'm working on it. All right. Now, hey, this is gonna be a harder direct one. Have you guys ever been in like a power struggle, maybe with a sibling, when there's something that you both want and you're fighting over it, and you both want to have power over it, and there's a moment where you're both trying to get power, but you're equal because you're both struggling so hard, it's not really going either way. Who can show me how can we do that sort of power struggle, tug of war between these two? Another thing you can also do in some of your blocking, you just, can you just grab her arm and not just like turn away a little bit? So you can, some of the gestures you guys can make blocking too, right? So now we see Proteus has power, but Sylvia's not trying to get it. He's really trying to pull her in. All right, yeah, what else?
Another way you could,
Tell him, come tell him. What's another way?
you could let go, and then she can kind of like try to beg this, and then she can just kind of like, while she's begging, she can to show equality. She can like try to beg, and while she's just like kind of like fight back at her, like stop.
Oh, so they're both like at each other. So try, you're begging and you're like, no. So let's see that in gesture. Just hold it frozen. Yeah. All right, very nice. Thank you, Kyla. Thank you, Chigozi. Good job. So now, let me sit all the way up. Okay. So now you guys have a little bit about how we can do it. And you guys are going to direct your own show, your own scene. It's going to be really fun. So let me tell you what we're going to do right now, somewhere. Yes. Same scene that we worked on. Let me, so the instructions are, you're going to find a partner. You do not need to find a boy and a girl, although you might. I don't mind if it's 2 boys, 2 girls, because we're just working on the scenes, all right? You don't need to do the whole scene. What you need to do is pick 6 lines, which means each character speaks 3 times. So you can skip the big speech unless you're really trying to do it. Please don't everyone just pick the beginning, you can also pick the end. You and your partner are going to work on being directors together. And this, can you put your eyes here? The most important, well, not the most important thing, but very important, you must take notes on your script. So if your idea is Proteus is going to come in and take one knee and look up at Sylvia, you need to write right on your, excuse me, I'll wait, listen. You need to write right on your script, on one knee, looking at Sylvia. Every moment that you want to do it, if you want to have begging hands, you can write that. We want to use all of our elements of blocking. So you guys are going to take great notes. Once your notes are done, then you're going to stand on your feet and rehearse it. So you're going to pick one section, work with a partner, and make your own directing notes. Is everyone clear? Ask me.
What do you mean by one section?
Yes. All right, here we go. Shh, look at me here. Oh, wait. I mean that each character speaks 3 times. So it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can put in the 7th because he answers your question. Or you can pick any lines that you're counting the names, not the lines that they say. So each character speaks 3 times. Is that clear? All right, so you're going to find your partner, you're going to choose which section, and start doing your blocking notes. You have 1 minute to find a partner, although I need a parent who would like to share what they did. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, curtain.
Class, good evening to your ladyship. Thank you for your music
was.
Yeah, they definitely turned away. What's another one, Daniel?
She goes and walks closer towards the beginning.
Yeah, what else did you see?
Taylor also stepped back.
I love it when she was like, Sir Proteus, as I take it, and she moved away, showing how much she's disgusted by it. It's beautiful, and I love the bow and the curtsy, very good. All right, so for me, directing is the most fun. It's what I really love to do, and when we get our scenes, you guys are going to be able to direct it too. Very quickly, your homework, let me borrow this for a second, is you guys are almost halfway done. You have blocking notes for one section. Your homework is to go home, you are the director, imagine your own vision, and write blocking notes for the rest of the scene. Make them as detailed as possible. Okay?
You guys are going to start working on your scenes, staging the scenes, with Miss Wasserman, which means we want to do a little work on helping you figure out what makes a scene look good when you put it up on a screen. So we're going to do a couple games to get us thinking about how to stage a scene. The first game that I'm going to do is I'm going to use 3 volunteers that Miss Wasserman. Here's the way the game works. We have 3 people. Who was chosen first? Number 1? Great. Who's number 2? Great. And number 3? Excellent. You're going to go in that order. I'm going to pretend I'm number 1 for the moment. The first, we're going to make a tableau. What's a tableau?
Oh, I know. Like it's only one guy standing.
A tableau. That's a pose. What a tableau is?
A table game.
No.
Tablet.
Oh, yes. Say that again. A frozen picture. So we're going to make a frozen picture with all 3 people. But it has a few rules. The first person is going to choose a pose. It can be any pose you want, right? They're going to go choose a pose, but they have to choose one of 3 levels. So high is me standing, medium might be using this chair, and low level can be sitting, lying down, whatever you want to do, right? So you have to choose high, medium, or low, and then the second person is going to come in and has to relate to that. So if I choose a medium level pose, and I'm number 1, will you come next and choose a pose that has to be high or low, and related to me? Excellent. And third person, will you come in? And now you have to make it look great. Excellent. And we're going to hold our tableau for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. So now we're going to go in order. You guys are going to do it without me. So ready? When I say go, person number 1, come in and choose a pose. 3, 2, 1, go. You get high, medium, or low. Perfect. Beautiful. Number 2, go. Excellent. Number 3, go. And hold it. Freeze. I'm going to have them freeze for 10 seconds. You guys, if you're thinking about 2 Gentlemen of Verona, we're just using our imagination, who might these characters be in 2 Gentlemen of Verona if you're looking at this relationship? 1, 2. Yeah, go ahead. I want to hear, please. Hold on. Yeah.
Greg might be crab.
Crab. Great. But we have to have them all 3. So who would all 3 be? If we know this is crab, who might this be? Launch! Who might this be? A tree. What? A tree. A tree. That could work. They could be in the forest. All right. Or speed. So we might have crab, launch, speed, or crab, launch, speed. Nice. All right. Let's do a new one. Let's have it. 1, 2, 3. Ready? So number 1, when I say go, choose a pose. 1, 2, 3, go. Good. And number 2. And number 3. Yep. Excellent. And hold it. All right. So now, take a look. Who might this be in 2 Gentlemen of Verona? Somebody raise their hand. Yeah. The Duke. Who might be the Duke? The Duke. Now, if this is the Duke, who might they be? Yeah. Julia. And who might this be? Looking at the Duke's back and wanting. Oh, Sylvia. Okay. Oh, you know what? Sorry, not Julia. Sylvia, right? The Duke and his daughter Sylvia. And this might be, let's out, Valentine, right? Nice. Good. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, action. I medium remote. Ooh, nice. Go.
Proteus.
You know what it makes me think as you said that? Julia dreaming about Proteus, and this is the dream of Proteus. Now we've talked about how to make sort of interesting levels and tableaus on stage, but now we need to talk about the stage itself. So, if you look at our stage and our audience, one is flat and one is slanted. Which one is slanted? Your arm, the audience, and the stage. One's flat, one's slanted. Yeah. What? Oh, he's being a gentleman. Either one of you. This part is what? It's slanted. And why? Why is the audience on a slant?
They wanted to play them.
Yeah. So you guys can see the whole stage, right? So if you sit down and somebody's in front of you, instead of kind of looking at the back of someone's head, it's a little bit below and you can see over, right? Yeah.
Didn't they used to have, I forgot when was it, but they had the stage slanted and then the dancers messed up their feet?
Beautiful. Yes, you're right. So a long time ago, instead of the audience being slanted, which we found out is a lot easier, so we don't mess up our feet, they had the audience flat, but the stage was slanted. So if you had somebody's head right in front of you, you would actually be able still to see the actors because they were kind of going up a hill. So if this is my stage, it would be more like this. The audience is down here, and the stage is on a slant. And we named the stage according to how it was when it was on a slant. So if you took a marble and you rolled it down the stage towards the audience, all the way down here by the audience, what do you call this part of the stage? The what? It is a ramp. It's called downstage.
Downhill.
Downstage. Instead of downhill, it's downstage because it's the down part of the stage closest to the audience. So, what part of our stage up here is downstage? Right here, I'm standing on it, right? This is downstage. It's down closest to the audience. But what would this part up here be called, do you think? Yeah. Upstage. So we have downstage, and then all the way up here, if I were at the top of the hill, we would call this upstage. So now, what do we call this part right in the center? Center stage, and you will notice that Ms. Wasserman is handing out pieces of paper that have divided the area of the stage into 6 parts. And we have upstage, downstage, center stage, but we also have stage right and stage left. Where do you think stage right is? Which direction?
On the right.
You guys are correct. Those of you that are pointing over here, and I'm impressed, because it's not your right, audience. It is my right, the actor's right, when I'm on stage, facing the audience to my right. So where's stage left? Yep. Where's downstage right? Yes, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to have you guys come up on stage in a second, and I put on the stage a big blue taped off square that looks like what you are holding in your hand. So we have a mini stage on our stage. We're going to have you guys come up in a moment, and you are actually going to sit right here as the audience and face our mini stage of blue tape. Should we just have front row come first, Fred? Point to where center stage would be. Point to where stage right would be. Point to where down stage right would be. I go all the way down and up to the right. Point to where upstage right would be. Point to where upstage left would be. Point to where center stage left would be. Center stage and to the left. Point to where downstage left would be. Point to where downstage center would be. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have you guys go half and half. So we're going to have the girls go first. Girls, you're going to leave your cheat sheets right where they are. We're going to see how much you have memorized. We're going to get you up on stage. Can you come stand in any of the upstage boxes? And there are 3 of them. Any of the upstage boxes and face the audience. That's give you 2 different boxes to choose from. And when I say go, I'm going to give you about 5 seconds to carefully make your way to one of those boxes. All right? If you're totally lost, follow along with your friends. So I'm going to say choose between the downstage left box or the downstage right box. Go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3. Good. 4.
Did you just?
5. Nice. Raise your hand.
We are in a bag.
So there's no bag. We're learning the area stage. Raise your hand if you are downstage left. Yes. Raise your hand if you're downstage right. Yes.
No, they're right.
Yeah.
So that's the actor's perspective.
And even if they turned around, it would still stay the same, right? It's always stage left is always the actor's left and always the actor's right. Gentlemen, could somebody raise your hands and give me a stage direction?
Yo, I know I got.
Quiet. Don't go yet. One choice is upstage right. What's another choice, gentlemen? Yep.
Upstage middle.
Upstage center or upstage right, go. Upstage center. Upstage right or upstage center. Great. Raise your hand if you are upstage center. You don't have to move. Yes, raise your hand if you're upstage right. Yes. Now, ladies, I'm going to add one more challenge. I want you to imagine, because directors never want you to turn their backs on the audience unless they tell you to imagine that you have a flashlight that is maybe your belly button shining out to the audience. And you always have to have your light shining on the audience. You cannot turn your light to face away from the audience. It must always shine on the audience. So now, if you walk around the stage, you have to figure out how to walk, keeping your flashlight to the audience without crashing into each other. All right? I think you can do it.
I don't remember the theater term for that.
There we go.
What's the theater term? We're always facing the audience. You don't know it? Yep.
Yes. Perfect. Good job. All right. Let's give the ladies 2 more stage directions. Gentlemen, raise your hands. Who has a stage direction? Yep.
I know.
Okay. Hold on. Yeah.
Down.
Nope. That's the next one. Downstage center and downstage left.
Right.
Downstage right. Downstage center or downstage right, go. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Raise your hand if you are downstage center.
No, Shanti.
Raise your hand if you're downstage center. Downstage center, only one person knows the downstage center. 2, 3, good. Raise your hand if you're downstage right. Excellent. Now, this is going to be a challenge with the flashlights because they're going to probably have to move backwards. So, gentlemen, 2 more stage directions. Yep.
Downstage jump.
Up. Yep, your hand. Center stage right and... Is there another hands? Yeah. Center stage right or center stage left. Go. Watch the flashlights. 5, 4, 3. Nice. Careful. 2. And... 1. Raise your hand if you are...
No.
Raise your hand. No. Hey, I'm going to ask you guys. Please don't call out. Thank you. Raise your hand if you're center stage left. Wow. Raise your hand if you're center stage right. Yes. Give the ladies a little round. Yeah, the left. Now you're going to get out your scripts. Oh, no. My script. And we are going to look at the first scene, which is not the beginning of your script. We have Proteus in a soliloquy in the beginning, so we're going to skip Proteus' soliloquy just so we've got a couple people on stage. And we're going to go to your first scene, which is page 8, Act 2, Scene 7, Part 1. And we have Julia and Lucetta on stage. Who is Julia and Lucetta in that? So now, since you are all the directors, right? Just like when you were directing each other and raising your hand and giving stage directions. If you haven't thought about the scene, raise your hand and give us the stage directions or tell us those levels and pose and we will use them. So, this is Act 2, Scene 7, Part 1 and maybe Part 2. It's Julia and Lucetta. Can somebody tell me in like a sentence or 2 what's happening in this scene? Yes, my love.
Julia is asking Lucetta for advice.
Julia is asking Lucetta for advice. That's what she seems to do, right? Lucetta, help me. And what advice is she asking this
Precious.
Yeah. If she should go see Proteus, right? Proteus is in Milan, she's not, she misses him. So let's think about, raise your hand if you're Julia. Who's Julia? Where should Julia be if she is asking Lucetta for advice? What area of the stage? Should she be center? Should she be right? Should she be left? Up? Down? What do you guys think, directors? Yeah. Center stage. Julia, our actor's favorite spot, you are center stage. What level pose should she have? High, medium, or low? Yeah. A high pose. Excellent. Now let's go to our lovely Lucetta. What should she be doing? Yeah. She's a low pose or she comes down stage? Both? Excellent. So what should she be doing in her low level pose? Kneeling. And should she be doing anything or just kneeling? Just kneel? Okay. Lucetta, can you kneel down for us? And that's interesting too, because if we talk about status, who has the higher status? Me. Excellent. Yeah. Don't worry. And now, do we have a suggestion? Yeah. What do you think? Go ahead, George.
She should turn around.
She should turn around to face her. Now this is, this is a moment that the director said you have to turn your flashlight away from the audience. So Lucetta gets to actually face Julia and relate to her. Good adjustment. And should Julia have any pose of any kind? No. She just stands? Yeah. Asking her. She's asking her an asking pose. Great. So on the count of 3, can you ladies show me your tableau of you asking her advice, and should she be looking up or looking down?
Roll over.
We're gonna look sad, am I not? No. So this is why directors are helpful. Directors, what do you think? Yeah. No? She should be looking happy, looking up. Okay, great. Just out of curiosity, because we put her on the floor, why would somebody who's a servant or a waiting person be on the floor for sometimes? Yeah.
Maybe they don't get that much like they're just like a
Sometimes they really do kneel down if an important person comes in. Well, they could be scrubbing the floor, right? So if somebody comes in, they might kneel down. Or if she's a servant, she might be scrubbing the floor. So she might actually be working. Yeah.
Her back face, like slightly towards that way.
Great. So cheating a little bit. So half and half. That works. Great. And maybe scrubbing the floor over there. All right. And with an asking pose. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Tableau. Freezing your tableau. Just freeze. Don't scrub yet. Just freeze in your scrubbing pose. Excellent. And then when I say action.
Stop.
When I say action, Julia, will you just say your very first line? Ready? Of counsel. 1, 2, 3, action. Good. Lieutenant, will you just say your very first line?
So next to that line in your scripts, I want you to write where they are on stage. You can use this and these abbreviations as a guide and how they're positioned. So maybe you want to write high, medium, or low. Because as a director and an actor, I'm going to be taking these notes this week.
Oh yeah, we have a few more minutes. Yeah. All right, great. So now we want to think, guys, because this scene, even though we've divided it in half, is actually one big scene. Part 1 and part 2 is actually one big scene. We want to think about what might happen in the middle of the scene. What might happen in the middle of the scene? Would it be the same tableau or would it change? It would change. What might it look like in the middle of the scene? Lucetta stands up. And what is the advice that she gives to Julia?
Don't fall.
What's the advice she gives to her? Yeah. Yeah. So she's saying, don't visit Proteus, right? Maybe you shouldn't go. It's dangerous and scary. So she gets to stand up. Director, should she still be here? No. Where should she be? What do you think? Center left. Great. So middle of the scene, come right here. You get to stand up, Lucetta. You leave your scrubbing, and you come stand here. What about Julia? She's still here. Oh, she goes where? A little closer. She gets to sit in the chair. Yeah? Great. So this now, let's see this things have changed. Who has more of the power at this moment? She does, by saying, no, you shouldn't go. Excellent. And let's see if we have a line for you. Let's see. I do not, Lieutenant, can you say, I do not seek to quench your love's hot fire? Let's take that one. Ready? 3, 2, 1, action.
I do not seek to quench your love's hot fire,
Nice. And, yeah, say it, keep going.
but qualify the fire's extreme rage, lest it should burn above the bounds of reason.
And even though this isn't your scene, Julia, will you turn the page and just say the first line of the next Julia's? This is all one scene. The more.
The more
These.
Thou damnest it up. Hey, directors, you're respectful. The more, and to dam something up is like putting a dam in a river, right? Which means you're stopping something from moving. So what would she be stopping from moving?
Hot fire.
Her hot fire. What is the hot? What Shakespeare time when it talks about the hot fire? Yes. You're stopping my love. It's hot fire. So the more you thou damnest it up, well, then it says the more it burns. All right, let's go to the ending of this scene. What happens at the very end, directors? Yep.
She decides she doesn't care what he says.
She doesn't care what the lieutenant says and decides to go. Yep. So she should be up again. Where should she be?
On the floor.
Upstage. Upstage center? Upstage left? Upstage center? A very powerful place to be. So come upstage center. And what should her pose be like? Like this? I don't care what you say, Lieutenant. Where should Lieutenant be?
On the floor.
Lieutenant gets to go back down to the floor. Oh dear. She's not being listened to. All right? Wait, listen, guys, over here. You're doing great, by the way. Nice job figuring out the blocking.
Listen, now that Julia's telling that we're all seeing Julia's reaction, maybe tell her what to do.
So she might be telling her what to do. So do you still think she's low?
Yeah.
Okay. Very low. Right. So maybe a little closer. So upstage left. Okay. And 3, 2, 1, action.
But what happened when you go alone?
You can answer that. Not like a woman.
Not as a woman.
Or I would prevent.
Or I would.
Great. Give her acting a little bit.
Today. Okay. So as you guys know, or maybe you don't know, but let me just retell you here. You know that your final project for the Shakespeare bit is everyone is going to be in a scene from the play, and you're going to work on it. You're going to do acting, directing, and then you're going to be performing your scene at the end of May sometime. Right? So what we're going to try to do today is we'll give you a little preview of the possible scenes that you could choose. And we're going to show you how we're going to begin to work on them. So what we're going to do right now, you should pay attention because I'm going to do an example of exactly what you guys are going to do this period with Miss Sam. So what I've done for you is I've given you a little preview of the scene. So I wrote a tiny description, and then I wrote a few lines. So a little, it's like a preview. It's not the whole thing. This is not your whole scene. You're going to get a full scene, but this is a little hint of what's going to happen. So I've chosen Miss Sion to be my partner. You know why? Because she comes to school a lot. I feel like she's responsible, and I want to pick someone who's going to help bring my grade up, not drag me down. Right? They're going to lift me. Okay? And we've chosen a scene. And the scene that we chose to do together is you... Hi, Solomon. How you doing? Good morning. Do you remember the scene in the play? Where Sebastian, right, or Julia dresses Sebastian, goes to Sylvia's house to get the picture, the painting from her. You guys remember this? And then starts crying, starts freaking out a little bit, and Sylvia and Julia become sort of friends. That's the scene that I've decided to work on. So you guys are going to write this down, and then you're going to do it for your own scene. So at the top of your page, you're going to write the description of the scene. So I'm going to call this scene, I made a Sebastian/Julia. So at the top of your page, you're gonna write your scene description. All right, so you guys should copy this down and then you'll know how to do it for yours, all right? And if you can't read my writing, I'm so sorry. So that's the top. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna write who are the characters in the scene. This one is pretty easy, there's only 2 characters, right? The characters are Sylvia, and because I'm super lazy, I'm just gonna write S/J, which we know is Sebastian/Julia. All right, so the most characters in one scene is 4, 2, 3, or 4. Then, I'm gonna write this. Let's see if this class can get it, Miss Sion. Maybe, you think?
No.
Okay.
Try it, I want to see.
All right. Somebody tell me, this is a literary term, BME, who can figure out what it stands for? When I tell you, you're gonna be like, oh, what do you think?
It's beneath you. It's too easy.
If you were in elementary school, you'd be able to get it. You were in like elementary school, they use this all the time.
Parts of the story.
Oh.
Oh, Romy, for the win! Beginning, middle, end!
Are you kidding me?
I said it's beneath you. I know.
Okay.
These terms like, rising action.
I know. You're so sophisticated.
We wouldn't think about it because we're too old.
Right? All right, so what you guys are going to do, then you're going to think about the scene and you're going to write, just for the scene, not the entire story, but just the scene that you're working on, you're going to write what's the beginning, middle, and end. So somebody, you're going to write one sentence. So when Sylvia comes, or when Sebastian comes to Sylvia's house, what is like the first thing that happens in that scene, or how would you describe it? Who can tell me?
When Julia goes to the Sebastian.
Yeah, Julia, Sebastian.
Sebastian asked for the picture.
All right, there we go, right? So I'm just gonna call it SJ, but like I said, Sebastian/Julia arrives at Sylvia's and asks for a picture. All right, so that's a good beginning. You guys remember this, that in the middle, because Sebastian is so upset about everything that he's seen Proteus do, that's...
Oh, wait, didn't she was like to give the ring?
Yes, and also to give the ring, so the ring is exactly it. In the middle, Sebastian starts bawling, starts crying, because it's really Julia here, and her boyfriend's new piece, slide. All right? So SJ starts crying, just can't hold it in anymore. We're gonna say that's the middle of the scene. And then the end. Who remembers what happens in the end?
They become friends and then they run away.
Yeah, they do.
No.
Yes, they do. And I'm gonna write this as Sylvia comforts SJ and they become friends. Okay? So now Miss Sion and I have done this. We've figured out for our scene our beginning, middle, and end. What we're going to do now is create a frozen picture for each part of the scene. So Miss Sion, you want to be Sebastian/Julia? I know. I'll fit a rich lady. I'll move up. So we're going to think about, all right, how do we show her arriving and coming just without words right now? So I'm going to be the fancy Sylvia. Maybe drinking tea, right? What do rich ladies do? Drink tea? Okay. And who's going to say, CJ, will you give us a 1, 2, 3 freeze? You're going to see our beginning picture. Go ahead. You're going to knock on the door.
Say 1, 2, 3 freeze.
1, 2, 3, freeze. Not the tea.
All right, nice, right? My pinky up like a rich lady. The second one, we're going to see her start crying. Ralph, will you give us a 1, 2, 3 freeze? We're going to take a frozen pose.
1, 2, 3, freeze.
Okay, and now we're going to do the end. Give us a 1, 2, 3 freeze.
1, 2, 3 freeze.
All right, so we have a picture for the beginning, middle, and end. Then, what we're going to do now, let's see who can get this one. I'm going to read these words, and you guys are going to tell me, do they go with the beginning, the middle, or the end? You ready? This class is on fire today, so I'm feeling like we're going to be able to get this. So we're going to read, you're going to decide, do these lines match with the beginning, the middle, or the end of the scene? All right, go ahead, Julia.
I thank you, madam, that you tender her. Poor gentlewoman, my master wrongs her much.
Dost thou know her?
Almost as well as I know myself. To think upon her woes I do protest, that I have wept 100 several times.
Yeah. The middle. I think you could go with the middle or the end, and I like both of these, right? So now we're going to put a star by this, right? Because we're going to do our words right in the middle. When I say, as Sylvia, dost thou know her, who am I talking about?
Julia.
And where's Julia?
Right there.
Right here! Hello! Dost thou know her? It's her!
As much as I know myself.
All right, so Suman, you're going to say beginning, 1, 2, 3, freeze. Middle, 1, 2, 3, freeze, do our words, and 1, 2, 3, freeze. Now you're going to see what we're going to do. Here we go. I'm going to do our words in the middle.
1, 2, 3, freeze.
Go again.
Beginning.
And now do middle.
Middle.
1, 2, 3, freeze.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, freeze.
I thank you, madam, that you tender her. Poor gentlewoman, my master wrongs her much.
Dost thou know her?
Almost as well as I know myself. To think upon her woes I do protest, that I have wept 100 several times.
Middle. 1, 2, 3, freeze.
No, end. Okay, so you say the lines of which part that you have.
Exactly. So what we're doing right now, so you're going to present these at the end of class. The scenes you're going to get today will not be your permanent scenes. You're just going to this is like at the movies. You get a little preview, right? You get the trailer and you think about, do you want to see it? Now you're thinking about, do you want to be in it? So you're going to create your little beginning and middle end tableau. The lines might go with the beginning, they might go with the middle, they might go with the end. You're going to write all this out, and then later in the week or sometime, you guys are actually going to choose your permanent scenes. But today, you're going to create little previews. Are you guys clear? All right, so let me tell you this. You can make a group with 2 people, 3 people, or 4 people. That's it. No 5s, no nothing. 2, 3, or 4. I'm going to give you guys 1 minute to find a group, whether it's 2, 3, or 4, I don't care. Find someone you'd like to be a partner with. So can you guys just, when you're looking at them, right, when we're watching these scenes, you're thinking, maybe I want to be in this scene. It's like a trailer at a movie. When you see the trailer, you're like, oh, do I want to watch that? Do I want to go to that movie? Now you're thinking like, oh, maybe I want to be in this scene. So this is why we're giving you guys a little preview of what you can do.
When you guys go up, the first thing you have to read out is your description. And also, I love your preparation for your scene, but you have to give respect to the people that are acting in front of you, okay, and not talk.
And we're not acting for the blackboard. The blackboard doesn't care. I see a lot of kids like, they're acting. Right? They're like, oh my God, I'm acting. You're acting here. This is the audience. All right, let's go. Done. Let's go. Let's go. All right, tell them what the scene is.
Claudius catches up with Sylvia and Sebastian Julia in the forward. Valentine stops Sylvia from attacking Sylvia.
All right, here we go. Oh, do you need this? I'm sorry. My bad. I was hoping you would. Okay. All right, here we go. Oh, yes, exactly. Oh, yes. I love this class already, levels. All right, here we go. Beginning. 1, 2, 3, freeze. Middle. 1, 2, 3, go.
I woo you like a soldier at arm's end, and love you against the nature of love.
Oh,
I'll foresee to my desires.
Ruffian, let go of that rude silver touch, though found in frames of an ill-fashioned.
Proteus.
And now let's see the end. Valentine. You're Proteus. And now let's see the end. 1, 2, 3, freeze. got today, unless you want to. All right, so you're gonna work on it, you're gonna be able to look at these descriptions over the week and really decide which is the scene you guys want to do. Today, we just assign them randomly. I'm just
Stay on the paper?
Yeah. So what you're gonna do, I'm just gonna borrow this. So this is, what you did is gonna be for other kids to look at to see if they want the scene. So take your script and your description, and Miss Sion are gonna staple it together.
I don't put it in my ELA.
You do not put it in your ELA only dedicated folder, but I like your thinking.
You have a script in your hand. Today is a very exciting day. We're going to take part of the script and we're going to do everything. We're going to design it, we're going to perform it, we're going to direct it. Everything today. It's amazing. We're going to do a quick little exercise though first. Don't move yet. You're going to leave your script on your seat. We're going to form two lines facing each other. Everyone should have a partner facing one another right here. So one line here, one line there. You may begin. Okay, look at this person. Don't move your position now, because that's part of the character that you have just created. How are they wearing their clothes? How are they wearing their hair? How are they wearing their makeup? How are they wearing their shoes? How are they standing? What is their posture? Taking every, you're looking at her. You're taking, but you're not speaking to them. You're not judging them with words. You're not speaking to them, you're just looking at them. I'm going to have everyone, not yet, when I say curtain, I'm going to have, y'all are getting fired right now. So fired. You guys are going to turn around when I say curtain. When I say curtain and you turn around, you're going to change 3 things about yourself. It can be your hair, your clothes, your shoes, your facial expression, your body posture, your gesture, whatever you think. Subtle, really obvious, and then when I say curtain again, you're turn back around, and that's when you can talk to your partner, because that's when you're going to notice the changes. Don't change anything yet. So take them in, look at the person across from you, memorize what you see, because you're all turning around now. Go, turn, change, 10, change 3 things. I have a question. Change 3 things. No. 9, 8, yes you do. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn around. Face them, see if they see them. Now tell them what did they change? I noticed that some of you described who you were looking at as the character you had just created, and that was pretty good. You just designed. That's fine, I loved it. That was amazing. You designed and made choices right on the spot. Big, bold, beautiful design choices. It created new characters with just what you had on. So next, here's what you just finished. It's really good at the end of the play. We've done this already. Can we all turn to the second page? And that's all we're going to do. Just turn to the second page. Okay. We have in the theater, we all know this because I'm making you a lot. We have actors. But when making a play, who else do we need in order to make the play? Raise your hand. Director. Can you tell me quickly what are the job is, the function of the director? What do they do? What is the function of the director?
Like when we are on stage, she tells us what to do and she makes it clean, nice, put together, and yells at us when we're doing that.
She helps create a stage picture, which is going to communicate the story to the audience. Helps the actor bring out the character, perhaps. Make sure that everyone is staying in line and staying focused and on task. Who's got another job for me? Yes.
Writing? That's my basic.
The playwright, without whom we would all be unemployed.
The playwright, in the instance of me visiting you each week, is whom? Who wrote two jokes?
Shakespeare. Shakespeare, that I'm really inspired.
Okay, who else? To create the play, who do we need? Yes, maybe one specifically. Lighting designer. With lights, we'll get there. With lights, what does the audience know? What can the lighting design tell the audience? Listening, everyone needs to know this. Time of day, time period. The lights can tell you that.
Emotion.
Yes. Emotion, mood. Mood. Yeah. Setting. Are we inside? Are we outside? Is it morning? Is it nighttime? Beautiful. Who? And there, another designer was shouted out. Sound. Oh, we'll get there. Sound. Similar to light, what can sound tell us? In the audience, we're watching the play, we hear sound.
They're saying.
Oh, raise your hand. The sound designer creates.
It's like, when I play really mad, like, maybe another.
The actor does have control over the sound and volume of that voice, but if I'm a sound designer and I create, what do I know? I'm outside. What else? The environment, the setting. Where are we? Inside, outside. What else can the sound tell us?
Well, like what time period?
Yeah. When are we? Are they playing Biggie, or are they playing Trey Songz? Are they playing, Baroque organ music, or are they playing, Iggy Pop? You can't think about it. I'm like, can you also, what if I hear,
There's a shark coming.
yes, there's a shark coming, but also tension, mood. Are they in love? Are we about to see a very scary scene, or are we about to see a very sad scene that it'll describe the mood? Give me another designer.
Costume.
Oh, what were you going to say? Great. You all designed your costumes today. What does the costume tell us in the audience? What information can we glean from that? Yes.
You can show your status.
Yes. What else? Yeah. None of you were ever wrong. Emotion. How the character feels today. How they wear their clothes and what they decided to put on. If I showed up like this, I think you'll be like, Maria, what's wrong with you today, right? No right person. Okay, give me, yeah? I'm very excited. Look back at this video that they're taking of your ejaculate. Set, what do we learn from the set? Where? Time period. Mood. Yeah, you put that in the set.
Symbolization.
The symbolism? Yeah. There can be symbolism in the set. What else? Yeah. Are we inside, are we outside? Is it daytime? Is it nighttime? If I see a pot of coffee perking on the set, I'm going to assume that it's morning. Unless the lighting is telling me differently. But yeah.
I don't know if this makes sense to like what kind of person. So like if there's like a messy house or
Yes, I learned about the characters and the story that I'm about to see a lot on the set. You're all geniuses. So we're going to figure out. Oh, and they all work together with the director.
Oh, no.
How about who?
Not AD, like the assistant director.
Yes, a lot of them also have assistants, and we also have the mama or the papa of them all. What is the responsibility of the stage manager?
Make sure everything's smoothly.
Okay, we're gonna make sure things run smoothly. They're gonna make sure rehearsals run smoothly.
What about choreographer?
Choreographer usually works within a musical. They help tell the story with dance. In a play that does not contain music, you might have a movement director, perhaps helps with fight scenes, or perhaps the director and the actors have decided it's very stylized, and all of the actors are going to move in we're doing this in a kabuki style, how do we move in a kabuki way? The movement director might help with that. For our purposes today, we're going to work with these people. The stage manager in rehearsals, they're going to make sure that the actors help them know their lines, help them know their cues, their blocking. What's blocking? We haven't gone over this, but I imagine you guys know what blocking would be.
Well, when a person is in front of the actor that's speaking, blocking.
But like literally blocking.
Oh, wait, sorry, I heard blocking, and that's just the first thing in mind. Like, I think you're
sure. You would be blocking someone, but yeah, blocking. You never want to block yourself by giving your backside to the audience, yes, but
There'd be like in different like positions on your side.
yes, blocking meaning I know that I enter on this line and I enter stage left. And when I enter stage left and I'm going to cross down, or I'm going to stage right, I'm going to cross down to stage left and I'm going to face the audience. Or when I get there, I'm going to sit down. Or when I get there, I'm going to, stand in tree pose. Whatever I'm going to do. But I have to remember that as the actor and the stage manager is writing all of that down in their script to keep it for the actors, besides the actors also writing it down. They know where all the set pieces go. They remember that for everyone in the room.
This class might know that as staging, maybe.
Oh, sorry, staging, blocking staging as you pursue theater more here. They're like synonyms. Okay, let's look at this script quickly. We're going to design and perform a section of it, and we're going to do all of that before I leave that.
We have 25, 26.
So everyone look at the second page and go to Julia's line, oh me unhappy. All right, that's where we're going to start, second page, oh me unhappy. And then we're going to end on the next page with Julia's line, behold her that gave aim to all thy oaths. See that part, that speech that she has? Yeah? Great. That is the section we are going to design and perform today. All these people work together, right? The light, the sound, the costume, the set, with the director. They all meet before the actors ever even come into the room. Miss Fugate gets together with her crew and her designers before she pulls all the actors into the room so everyone's on the same page and telling the same story. Right? I don't want my lights to all be green. The lighting designer may come in, this play is so green. I just see green, and then the costume designer is like, everyone's wearing astronaut suits. The sound designer is like, I only hear crickets through the whole play. What? Where are you? When are you? No one knows. The audience will throw tomato at us because they will be confused. So they all have to work together with the director, using color, using the theme. So let's all, what time period are we in? Let's all agree on that. Let's all agree where we are. Let's all agree on the type of people we are talking about. How will we express that? Oh, this play is really confusing. So maybe our set will be all crooked and strange. We'll all work on that together. Yeah. We need a Julia, we need a Proteus, we need a Valentine, and we need a Sylvia, even though Sylvia is not speaking in this particular section. Raise your hand. Proteus? Great. Julia? Great. Valentine? Excellent. Sylvia is there, she just doesn't speak. Great. Okay. You're our director. Oh, and you're our stage manager. Class ends at what time does that clock? That clock is on every time. 3:35. 3:35, it currently is 3:05. It currently is 3:10. Okay. 3:35. So at 3:25, that is showtime. That is when you're performing, that is when everybody's working together. You're going to make sure that we are performing at 3:25. At 3:20, the 1, 2, 3 costume designers are meeting with the actors and getting them ready. Costume designers, you are using what the actors are wearing. You are using what fabrics you find in the room. You're all listening to the show. Oh, you get your watch.
I gave it a watch.
Beautiful.
Sorry.
Fine. You are using what we have to create these characters, okay? Yeah. Use what you got, okay? Playing area. Use whatever you can. We're in the woods, yes? You can all agree on this. You read the scene yesterday. We're all in the woods. And for the purposes of Shakespeare, this is in the time period of Shakespeare. Okay? So whatever you find in this room to establish the wooded area. So they're meeting at 3:20. At 3:23, the set designers are going to show quickly the set to the director and the actors. Yes? Okay, so we have costume, we have set. Now we need sound. You two. Alright? You have phones, you have your voices, you have this piano, but you need at least 2 cues in this section. Alright, so you're going to read through the script and you're going to decide when they're coming in, what they are. Is there music playing throughout? Are there birds chirping throughout? How are you going to make this sound? Alright? Great. Now the sound, we have set, we have costume, and we have lights. And my 3 friends here are left. We have lights. We have fluorescents. We have the shades back there. Okay? So you need to have at least 2 cues in this section of your play. Alright? 3:13. Alright, that gives us 7 whole minutes to design and rehearse before the meeting starts. Everyone knows their job? Everyone knows what you're doing. You're making sure they're all staying on task. At 3:20, you have a costume meeting. At 3:23, you have a set meeting. On your marks, get set, go. Your actors are ready? Sound is ready? Yeah.
Curtain!
Oh, man, I'm happy.
Look to the boy. Why, boy? Why laugh? How now? What's the matter? Look up. Speak.
Oh, good sir. The master charged me to deliver a ring to Madame Sylvia, which out of my neglect was never done.
Where's that ring, boy?
Here, this is it.
How? Let me see. Why, this is the ring I gave to Julie.
Oh, cry you mercy, sir. I mistook. This is the ring you sent to Sylvia.
But how camest thou by this ring? At my departure, I gave it unto Julie.
And Julia herself did give it to me. And Julia herself had cried.
How? Julia?
He looks at himself so
Yeah.
much.
It's here. We just try to make her as good as possible.
Well, with what you had, you would work with that more, but that was the goal. I saw
But
it.
if they were like a jacket, like a jacket or something.
Yeah.
And Sylvia, we just wanted to make her like fancy woman.
I liked too many her layers of fabric because she did run away into the woods, so it was like she prepared for it.
Yeah, we would give her curls or something. Still wears the curls.
Is that maybe broken curls? No, I don't. Very nice. Set next. Tell me about this grassy knoll.
Alright, so she decided to make it grass. And I don't know if she was going to, but it looks nice because there's a bush on the base and grass.
I see it.
And she makes a beautiful, lovely flower that is realistic.
That was there.
I can't believe it's not that. All this stuff. So she decided to make dark brown, but we didn't have enough time to make it.
You would have made more dirt. I like the dirt. Had you had a lot of time, what would you have used for dirt for an actual production? Perhaps, maybe. Carpet? Maybe. For the grass? Yeah, carpet. Fake grass, yeah. To create like a little
And then
clearing.
I tried to put like rocks, but I haven't enough time. So we have like rocks.
Okay, well, no, I see the effort. I see the idea. Okay, that's super nice, yes. I like it. I like all of that. Excellent. Lighting. Flashlights. You want flashlights? For whom? For the actors? Spotlights. Spotlights. Something we did not establish as we were getting ready for the scene this time of day, which would have probably helped. But I liked the mood. What were the choices that I noticed the choices, but why did you make the choices you made? When they came up, when they came down?
Because I realized how the mood kind of changed and how like the focus was more in. So I kind of decided to turn up the lights when the bad part comes to kind of make it more what happened. You know, like
Yeah.
more mysterious kind of.
A little more mysterious, yeah, that's yeah. With more time, what would you do? Do you think would you do anything different? I think so too. I agree. Okay, you don't have to answer that right away. Sound, your beautiful
That sounds good, but the lights helped us a lot because like when the light goes, something dramatic happens, so we was like, instead of these things, and then yeah.
Why did you choose to use the piano instead of a sound on your phone or making sound recordings? I'm just curious.
To be honest, I didn't want to waste my gigabytes.
The piano was here, so it added because we also said that the time period was
old time.
yeah, and you're using the automatic instrument was nice. So with more time, would you perhaps be able to rehearse more?
The sound has to be on point.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I agree. Actors, how was it to create these characters on the fly? What would you do more time?
I always like studied the character more because like I didn't really know like who I was talking to.
Okay.
So like I looked at no one. Or, like,
We need to get specific with that. That would happen in rehearsal.
yeah, so like I would ask like the director who am I specifically talking to?
Yes.
Memorize lines, like give more time to memorize a line and then rehearse the line so that they're delivered properly.
Yeah, you would probably have tactics like we worked on last time, right? What does my character want? What am I going to do to get it? What am I doing with this line? Let's practice it. The director says, oh, that works. Or, oh, actually, try this other tactic and see if that works better. What was it like to perform but not to speak?
I could have probably done a little more, but
Yeah. To be present and have a reaction to what's going on a little bit more.
I would think about the choice of
wanted him to, like, if she didn't know that she was giving him the ring, or she did, like, I wasn't really, I didn't have time to, like, figure it out, like, how I should, like, portray that.
If that was an accident,
Yeah.
or if she
Yeah.
was making a choice.
Yeah.
Oh. In rehearsal, you would try to react.
No, I
How would you
try to
try
think
it?
about that more.
Huge moment. Great, great. What was that like, director, to have to deal with the actors, but then also dealing with designers and having a time crunch, and what was all of that like? Juggling everything. Listening to the director.
Being a director is like kind of hard because you have to work with everything.
Yeah.
And maybe your ideas are not the best, but like and more people have different ideas. I don't know. But like maybe if we have more time we could like run it and maybe make better choices with it.
You made big bold choices right away, and that was great. And but yes, with more time,
Yeah.
you would find it. Stage manager, what was that like to have me barking in your ear and then have to try and wrangle this whole room?
You kept me on my toes, and I felt like I had to keep everyone else on their toes, so.
Was it difficult? Was it easy? Was it?
Easy. Just have to look at watch and tell people the time.
In further rehearsal, today that was your task, because we had very, very limited time. But in actual rehearsal, the stage manager is sitting there also taking down the staging or blocking notes, right? And then keeping that master copy for all of the actors. And then saying, oh, the set designers put a rock just off center stage. Let me make sure that I have a note of that, so that's always there. You know, that way we always are rehearsing with the same things. Oh, the sound is coming in at this line. I have to make a note of that in my script. You have all the lights going on, and then they're going off by the end of that one. That is also in the stage manager script, which is a big thing. So everybody can refer to it. It's a crazy job. So we're going to, you guys have this, that was a section of this particular script that we are working on. You're going to obviously have lots of time. Over the next week, you are going to be applying for all these jobs. These are not the jobs you are assigned for your co-meeting events. Okay, but you have a taste of what they're like. Oh, today I designed sound, but actually I would really like to design costumes because I saw what they got to do. Or I designed costumes and I really want to act.
Wait, we're actually doing this?
You're going to be performing this, yes. Like this is the player performing. And then for an audience, there's another class that's